Bowflex Max Trainer M9 assembly video. Introducing the new Max Trainer M9 fitness machine. Begin by selecting an area where you're going to set up and operate your Max Trainer. For safe operation, the machine must be located on a hard, level surface. Please allow a minimum work area of 24 inches around the perimeter of the Max Trainer. Be sure that the workout space you chose has adequate height clearance, taking into consideration the height of the user and maximum height of the Max Trainer foot pedals. Before you begin the assembly, please make sure you read the assembly manual thoroughly, as it contains important safety warnings and assembly tips. Please note that there are some steps in the assembly process that might require 2 people to help with the assembly. Some components of the machine can be heavy or unwieldy. Please use a second person when doing assembly involving these parts. For assembly assistance, please visit us online or give us a call. Check the assembly for a complete parts list. Please note that a right R and left L decal has been applied to some parts to assist with assembly. The following wrenches are included with your assembly: a 4mm, 5mm, 6mm, and 8mm Allen key, as well as a number 2 Phillips screwdriver and a 13mm wrench head. Step 1. Attaching the rail assembly. It is recommended that someone assist you with this step. First, locate the rail assembly, part number 17, and attach it to the back side of the frame. Slowly push the rail assembly towards the frame and match the top holes as shown. Secure the rail assembly to the frame using 4 Part A screws, 4 Part B lock washers, and 4 Part C flat washers. Hand tighten the hardware at this time, as you will need to fully tighten the hardware at a later step. Next, locate the bottom of the frame assembly and using the provided 13mm double box wrench, release the frame from the shipping plate by removing the hardware located on each side of the frame. Remove the hardware on both sides. With some assistance, lift the frame and rail assembly and remove it from the shipping plate. Set it safely on the ground. Step 1 is now complete. Step 2. Attaching the levelers. Begin Step 2 by locating the stabilizer assembly, part 16. Next, attach 4 part 15 levelers onto the bottom of the stabilizer assembly. Insert the levelers into the corner allocated holes and rotate the levelers clockwise to fully tighten. Repeat this step and fully attach all 4 levelers. Step 2 is now complete. Step 3. Attaching the frame and rail assembly. It is highly recommended that someone assist you with this step. Begin Step 3 by carefully lifting the frame and rail assembly and placing it on top of the stabilizer assembly. Slowly slide the frame assembly down into place, matching the bottom frame holes to the top holes of the stabilizer assembly. Next, loosely attach the frame assembly by using 4 Part D screws and 4 Part E washers. Insert each screw and hand tighten only. After all hardware has been hand tightened, proceed by fully tightening the rail hardware that was previously installed in Step 1. By using the provided 8mm Allen key. After the rail hardware has been fully tightened, now fully tighten all the screws that fasten the base and rail assembly to the stabilizer. Once all hardware has been tightly secured, Step 3 is now complete. Step 4. Attaching the stabilizer shrouds. Begin step 4 by placing the left stabilizer shroud, part number 12, at the bottom near the front of the frame assembly. Part number 12 is the left stabilizer shroud, and part number 13 is the right stabilizer shroud. A right R and left L decal have been applied to the parts to assist with assembly. Slowly push and snap the stabilizer shroud into place as shown. Repeat these steps for the opposite side and attach the stabilizer shroud, part number 13. Step 4 is now complete. Step 5. Attaching the rear shroud. Begin step 5 by attaching the rear shroud, part number 2, onto the back of the frame assembly. To attach the rear shroud, place the inside hook of the rear shroud on the frame assembly and then pivot it up into place. Next, fully secure the rear shroud using 1 part F screw. Insert the screw on the top hole and fully tighten the screw using a Phillips screwdriver. Next, attach 1 part 18 cap on each side of the frame assembly. Gently push the cap into position and repeat this step for the opposite side. Step 5 is now complete. Step 6. Attaching the legs. Begin step 6 by attaching 1 part 11 leg to the left side of the frame assembly. To secure the leg to the frame assembly, you will need 1 part A screw, 1 part B lock washer, and 1 part G flat washer. Before attaching the leg, place 1 part I wave washer through the top post as shown. Push and attach the leg to the top post and the bottom part of the leg to the rail assembly. Once the leg is set in place, insert the hardware into place. Tighten the screw using the provided 6mm Allen key. Next, cover the hardware using 1 part H cap. Slowly push and press the cap into position. Repeat these same steps for the opposite side and attach the second leg. Be aware that once attached, the legs are connected, and when either one of the legs move, the other does as well. Once both legs are tightly secured, step 6 is now complete. Step 7. Attaching the pedals. Begin step 7 by placing 1 pedal, part 14, on the top of the left leg assembly. Insert and slowly slide the tube end of the pedal onto the leg assembly. Be careful to avoid fingers and hands being caught or pinched. Secure the pedal by placing 2 part J screws with 2 part C washers on the outside of the leg. Insert the screws into place. Next, secure the screws by adding 2 part C washers with 2 part K lock nuts on the other side. Fully tighten the lock nuts using the provided 13mm double box wrench tool. Tighten the screws by using the provided 6mm Allen key. Repeat these steps for the opposite side and attach the second pedal. Once both pedals are fully secured, step 7 is now complete. Step 8. Attaching the foot platforms. Begin step 8 by placing 1 foot pad, part 5, onto the left pedal. Slowly lower and insert the pad into place. Next, secure the foot pad using 4 part L screws. Insert the screws through the foot pad and through the pedal. Fully tighten all screws using the provided 5mm Allen key. Next, place the foot pad insert, part 4, onto the foot pad. Slightly press the foot pad insert into place. Finally, insert the front foot pad insert, part 3, into the front of the pedal assembly. Gently clip the front foot pad insert into place. Repeat these steps for the opposite side and attach the second foot platform. Once both foot platforms have been tightly secured, Step 8 is complete. Step 9. Attaching the static handlebar assembly. Begin Step 9 by locating the zip tie located on the inside of the top frame assembly. Using scissors, cut the zip tie. Do not let the cables drop into the frame assembly, and take care not to cut or crimp the console cables. Next, place the static handlebar assembly, Part 10, on top of the frame assembly. Before attaching the assembly, connect the static handlebar assembly cables with the frame assembly cables. Be sure to fully connect the cable connectors. The connectors should easily connect when inserted correctly. Once all cable connectors are connected, slowly insert the static handlebar assembly into the frame assembly without crimping the cables. Secure the inside of the assembly using 2 Part N screws, 2 Part N lock washers, and 2 Part O flat washers. Hand tighten the screws for now. Repeat these steps for the outside of the frame assembly and hand tighten 2 more Part N screws, 2 Part N lock washers, and 2 Part O flat washers. Fully tighten the hardware using the provided 5mm Allen key. Repeat these steps for the opposite side and fully tighten all hardware. After all hardware is secure, proceed by attaching the tray insert, Part 20, onto the static handlebar assembly. Slowly insert the tray into place as shown. Step 9 is now complete. Step 10. Attaching the console assembly. Begin Step 10 by locating the console assembly, Part 6. Flip the console assembly over and remove the rear console hardware. Using an Allen key with a Phillips screwdriver end tip, remove all hardware and set it aside for now. Next, take the console assembly and place it onto the static handlebar. Before mounting the console assembly, connect the cables of the console assembly to the cables sticking out of the static handlebar. Do not cut or crimp the cables. Each cable connector has a corresponding end connector. Be sure to fully connect the cable connectors. Once all cables are connected, mount the console assembly onto the plate located on the static handlebar. Pivot the console assembly downward and match the holes on the plate. Secure the console assembly using the previously removed hardware. Using an Allen key with a Phillips screwdriver end tip, tighten all screws. Next, locate the rear console cover, Part 7, and attach it to the back of the console assembly. Slowly push it into place. Finally, locate the static handlebar cap, Part 8, and mount it to the open end tube of the static handlebar. Slowly slide down the cap fully into place. Step 10 is now complete. Step 11. Attaching the upper handlebars. It is recommended that someone assist you with this step. Begin Step 11 by placing the left dynamic handlebar, Part 9, on the left side of the frame assembly. A right R and left L decal has been applied to the parts to assist with assembly. Starting with the left side, secure the dynamic handlebar using 3 Part P screws and 3 Part N lock washers. Slowly push and hold the handlebar into place. Be aware that the pedals and the upper handlebars are connected, and when either of these parts move, the other does as well. Hand tighten all screws for now. Repeat these steps on the opposite side and attach the right dynamic handlebar, Part 19, onto the right side of the frame assembly. Hand tighten all screws for now. Be sure to attach the upper handlebars so that they are in range of operation for the user. Finally, go back and using a 5mm Allen key, fully tighten all screws. Be sure to fully tighten all hardware for both handlebars. Step 11 is now complete. Step 12. Connecting the AC power adapter. Begin Step 12 by placing the AC adapter, Part 22, on front of the frame near the bottom of the frame assembly. The AC adapter comes in a two-piece adapter that needs to be connected together before plugging in the adapter. Connect both power adapters together. Next, slowly push the AC adapter into location and make sure that the power adapter wire stays clear of all moving parts. Congratulations! You have now completed the assembly of the Bowflex Max Trainer M9 fitness machine. Before using the machine, please make a final inspection. You may now remove any protective covers from the face of the console. Please inspect the machine to ensure that all fasteners are tight and components are properly assembled. Do not use until the machine has been fully assembled and inspected for correct performance in accordance with the assembly manual. Please reference the assembly manual for workouts, troubleshooting, and other program features. Enjoy your new Max Trainer M9 fitness machine. Brought to you by Bowflex.